Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shemach, with the Cleveland GMS branch. I'm going to start off by, of course, giving all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakodash, Mashanakabah, to the double one, to the elder apostle, correct millstone, rule well, teach well, and possess Shalom to you, brothers. This was your few sisters, too, might be to the lesson and learning. And just getting right into it, back to the basics, lesson, basically going into how the man is the head. Once again, back to the basics. A couple precepts proving, that the Lord deals with the man, as being a so-called, as being the head of the house. And we're gonna get right to it without further ado. This is the book of First Timothy, chapter 2, and verse 13. It says, "For Adam was not formed, for Adam was first formed, then Eve." When you go to the book of Genesis, it tells you how Eve was made, basically of a rib, so that means that first came Adam, but it says for Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression, so. As you may know, the woman was deceived by the serpent in the garden. Adam was never deceived, but by the woman, who was deceived by the serpent, you know, showing, the rank and order, or in strength, or however you want to put it. The man is first, man. Like we just read, you know, um, Adam was not deceived, but the woman but Eve being deceived was in a transgression. She literally committed the first transgression, with the serpent, and then came Adam. All right. But this is book of First Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 1. It says, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Yahushua. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances, and as I deliver them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua." So, you can look at it like like the food chain. You got certain animals that's over other animals. Well, Yahushua is the head over, on the man. Which we know that the man, was to rule over the beasts of every beast of the field. So that will help you understand order. How the Lord dealing with order more. It says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua." So every man's head, every man's leader, is Yahushua. All the way from that King David, down to the least elect member. It says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man." Right. So the head of the woman, the leader of the woman, being a man, just like the leader of the man is Yahushua. And it says, "And the head of Yahushua is Yahweh." So just like the leader of Yahushua is Yahweh, that it just basically gives you the rank and the order of how the Lord ought things to be, and how you ought to deal, because anything contrary to that is complete wickedness. The woman being the head of the man being the head over Yahushua, that these things are impossible. The Lord made, he didn't make, things to be like this, but, in this wicked, kingdom that we live in, that's how things, function, you see. But, this is, back that up, this is the book of First Timothy, chapter 2. No, I'm sorry. This is the book of Revelation. Let me see. So here's Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 22. It says, "How long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter?" It says, "For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." And these wicked daughters gonna continue to go backsliding with the liberty that was given to them, through this devil, man, the serpent. A lot of them most of them gonna continue to backslide and go off, all the way up into leading up into the destruction, man. You know, into their judgment. It says, "For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." This is all they're doing in the Lord, man. That these devils, have simped in a manner that they did in allowing, women to liberate themselves over the men. How you supposed to have a functioning kingdom? You want things running, but you got the weaker vessel, doing, leaders playing leadership roles that doesn't even make sense. The Lord, didn't, the Lord never said that's how you're supposed to establish a kingdom is by putting the weaker vessel over, the stronger. That's completely out of order and backwards. But this devil is completely contrary to, anything that got anything to do with the scriptures. Anything that's right. What is like, but it say that the Lord created that. That woman shall compass a man, because that's also a part of our punishment. Because the Lord knows that we supposed to be over our women. And that's why he, us being under our women, it's that much more of a pain, and really it's a curse, and some it's vain, and and wicked, man. But that's what we have to suffer in captivity, if we're going off against the Lord. But this book Isaiah to the 1 verse 7, it says, "Your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land strangers devour, in your presence." It's like this, not there. So like, yeah. This is this is book Isaiah 3 verse 12. So like, this is as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. So that's the state. And condition that some of us brothers are in. Dealing with the women ruling over us, women getting better positions, better job opportunities, and just folly, man. This is as being completely treated better. You know, um, you know, you know, um, it says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. On my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err." You got a lot of guys that be simping that please women. That's being caused to err, man. It says, "And destroy the way of thy past." The scriptures say, "Give not thy strength unto the woman." But that's the way in which we was taught to move. To cater towards the opposite uh, uh, um, sex or whatever. You know, it says but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. And this is how the order ought to be. That a woman, that she be in silence, man. You know, especially when it comes to the line, you don't want a woman, all up, just asking a whole bunch of questions, and You know what I mean? Thinking that she know the scriptures, you know, when really, this was for the men, you know, to teach. The woman is supposed to, take care of the younger of the house, such as the children. But this is a book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 3. It says, "And I heard a great voice out of the heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh Shemir Shah is with men." Right, so the house of the Lord is with men, you know, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh Shah himself shall be with them and be their power. So the Lord is once again dealing with the head of the woman, which is the man. You know, whenever the Lord dealt with the woman, he dealt with the head first. You know, you know, if a woman, want to inquire about these scriptures, it's Proverbs chapter 31. You know, that's the duty of the woman that the Lord is pleased with. Is to, deal righteously, virtuously with his men. You know, but this is the book of First Timothy chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, "Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection." This is scripture on how the woman ought to learn. In silence, man. It says, "But I suffer not a woman to teach." Right? You know what I mean. You got Lord, I want the woman on the highways and byways screaming and shouting through a microphone, talking about, you need to repent this, you need to do that. That's the battle. That's the battlefield for the men. You know. This is what I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. So once again, first comes a man, being the head, under, Yahweh Shai and Yahweh, and the angels, but then comes the woman. The woman can't just skip up. Neither can a child, just skip up and go straight to Yahweh El Shai. But, they have to go through, the man first, man, being the head, under Yahweh Shai. So the man really playing a role as the mediator between, between our Lord Yahweh Shai and the women and children, man, and animals. So Lord's willingness, edifying thought, but Shem Shah give me a spiritual. Let's next time I say Shalom, wa Abba Ball.